Tip number 15, let's talk a little bit more about emotional discounting. Now, when we were talking about parts matrix, we were talking about emotional discounting and that it could cost us money. Now we're going to do some math and we're going to kind of figure out if we are a shop that does discounting and or emotional discounting. Now here's what happens with emotional discounting. I see this part and I look at it and go, wow, that's a $100 part, and oh my gosh, I know that they can go down to Pep Boys and buy that part for 65. So instead of selling it at 100, I'm going to sell it at 70. Or we may look at labor and we would say to ourselves, wow, you know, that's going to take the bill up to 2,500. If I bring that down to 2,300 or 2,400, it's going to be easier for the customer to swallow. And if I do it at 2,500, they may not do the work. So I'm going to bring the price down. And in fact, most emotional discounting happens before the customer gives us any negative feedback around pricing. So I'm going to try to put together some math that kind of says, maybe if I'm an emotional discounter in my shop, what might it cost me per year? So let's look at our car count. If you're a shop that has 10 cars a day, and you routinely emotional discount. So one guy comes in, he's been with you for a long time, and he's got a really high bill, and you say to yourself, man, he's been such a good customer. I really don't want to stick it to him. I really don't want him to feel that way. Let me take $100 off of his bill. Then you get another car in later today that really is, it's a $1,200 car and it needs $4,000 worth of work, and you kind of know that if you tell them it's $4,000, man, they might take that car out. So you soften it. You make it $3,700 or $3,200 or something, and you pull some money off. Maybe you don't sell all the work that should be done, and you discount some of the work that you are going to do, and maybe it ends up being $2,500 instead, but you lose some money on the deal. And then let's say that you're doing oil changes and you're losing some money there, and so you're just doing a little bit of emotional discounting here and there. I think it's really fair to say that that could add up to $20 a ticket, and I've seen it add up to $20 a ticket more than once in a shop. So let's say that you're discounting enough that it's costing you about $20 a car. Typical shop might be more. Then you're actually costing yourself $200 a day, 20 bucks on 10 cars. Now, if you are a typical automotive business open 5 days a week, that's going to be 250 days that you're open. And if you do the multiplication, that's going to be $50,000 that you will have discounted in your shop. I guess we should put a line through that, right? Because we didn't get that $50,000 because we gave it away. It is surprising how much it adds up. I have seen shops with a bottom line of $1,000 that discounted $4,000 this month and barely made any money at all. Shops that are starving. Emotional discounting is something that you need to get rid of. We as an industry need to get rid of emotional discounting. I'm not saying that I'm heartless. I think if Mrs. Smith comes in and she's been a customer for 35 years and her husband has died and passed away and he didn't leave her well off and she needs some help, I should be able to help her. And in fact, I think we should. But I'm going to do that as a part of an overall business plan. I'm going to set aside a budget of $10,000 a year, $15,000 a year for discounting. And I'm going to be very careful about who and when I discount. It's not just going to be any customer because I'm emotionally attached to their money and afraid that they won't like me. So emotional discounting can be very, very expensive to your business. You should run the math and figure it out because I think if you did, many of you would put an end to it. Thank you.